If you want to know how true sidereal astrology really works, then you are in the right place. So listen up because the gods are speaking right here, right now, not through me, but through the stars. Everything is energy. I know you've heard it before. If you've been on the spiritual path, you understand that there is an energy framework in the universe. My name is Beth Hansen, and I'm a Reiki master, visionary artist. Okay, so I've said that there are three paths, but you want to stick around to the end because that's when I will reveal the key that unlocks all three. So the first path is the path of valor. And this is in your chart, which starts where you were born into this world from your ancestors. And just as our ancient ancestors looked up at the stars and knew that our lives had meaning and we could communicate with the gods because the planets and the constellations of the zodiac are named after gods. So it starts at the bottom of the sky. There's the bottom of the sky and then there's the midheaven. At the bottom of the chart, you will see a IC if you get a reading from me. But even if it's not there, it is directly opposite the MC, which is the midheaven. And as we go through life and we discover what life is all about, this is the path. This is the path of earth and stone, of blood and bone, of our ancestors, of our family of origin, of our first steps onto successes and failures and learning through trial and error in this world as ourselves and always reaching towards that midheaven to create a life of valor, to be recognized, to be seen, to be known for what you're contributing to the world and to the community. So that is the first path, the path of valor. And as we talk about this path, this is very much akin to the first 7 cards in the tarot, where you're just discovering what life is about. You're not discovering what you are about. You're very self conscious, but not self confident. You're gaining self confidence. That is what this path will teach you. And this is in your chart. So you have guidelines, messages from the planets and the stars that will specifically help you on this path. So it's very much the path of the body, the path of meeting your needs. And everything comes together under body, mind, and spirit. And so do the three paths. So now that I've explained to you path one, which includes every award or ribbon you ever won as a kid, every time you graduated from a class or a school or got a certificate, those are ways that you were recognized, and that's the path of valor, which is your midheaven. So the second path, we go a little bit deeper. So the second path, the path of purpose, it actually takes the form of the world tree. If you're familiar with Norse mythology, they have Yggdrasil. It's the whole cosmos in that tree. And there are roots and there are branches, and this is your version of that in astrology. It is the south node and the north node, which are opposite each other in your chart. Your south node represents that which you came with. This is the spiritual gifts that you were born with. This is your spiritual history you were born with. So if you believe in past lives, then this is representing past lives. But it also represents the skills you don't need to learn, the energies that you are already in tune with. And all of that comes from your south node. And it travels across your life as you move across your life. The things that make you most excited, the things that turn you on and keep you happy and feel like you're progressing in life, those are your north node. And with that, the signs are in place. whether you're following astrology or not, because this taps into spirit and your emotion and your intuition. This is an intuitive path. So your intuition does guide you throughout your life by telling you, I feel stuck, or, oh, this is really flowing for me now. Oh, I really feel like I'm getting ahead. All of that is in that part of your chart. So, like a tree, it has roots, and some of those roots have to be dealt with. Some of them, you might have root rot from a past life. So, some karma that you need to deal with. We never forget our karma, even as we move forward in life, because it's our karma that's ultimately holding us back. So, if there's something holding you back, it's going to be in that area of your chart. And you can get a free chart on my website at harmonygoddess.com, and I will include the link down below. Okay. So I'm going to make it really easy for you to get a free chart so you can see what I'm talking about. It'll have the North and South Node on there. And this is such a magical path because it aligns with what truly makes you feel fulfilled in life. So the North Node, once you start finding things in there, make a note of that. That is something to cherish, to treasure, to lock in those memories, to expand upon those experiences. And again, there are signs, whatever sign it's in is less important than what's called the houses, which is the inner ring of where you're experiencing life. With the North and South Node, that inner ring, the energies there are the ones that are going to be resonating to you, because this builds off of our first path, that path of the midheaven, which I coined the path of valor because my intuition told me to call it that. So it's the path of valor. And as you move into that path of valor, what happens? You start feeling happy and fulfilled. Oh, actually, sometimes the things that you're successful at lean into your path of purpose, that tree of life, that North Star that you're really going through. Because it's not just about recognition, it's about how you feel fulfilled. What do you recognize in yourself? And this is where we get into that deeper understanding of self. Instead of being self conscious, we are now conscious of the self, and we begin working with ourselves, with owning our own intuition, with being able to explore our shadow and integrate our shadow for the greater strength of the overall tree, so that those branches may grow and reach out to the highest height they can during this lifetime. And yeah, there are setbacks in life, but just remember it's because there's something that hasn't been integrated, something that hasn't been accepted. Was there a gift you were given that you have rejected that would carry you forward? There are many reasons we reject our gifts. It could be from our family of origin telling you you can't do that. It could be from a based on culture, what type of school you went to. All of that could play into that, because so much of how we understand the world, our path one, happens between years 1 and 7. We have made a lot of decisions of what's right and what's wrong, what works and what doesn't, and we lock those into our memories, whether they're right or not. And you're just 7 years old. You don't know what's right or not, but you carry it with you, and you continue to make decisions based on that first path, the path of the valor, seeking that recognition from others, from parents. And here, this is diving deep. It's like, okay, am I only seeking recognition for others, or am I recognizing my own gifts? Am I cherishing my own gifts? Am I nourishing those, helping them grow? That gives me the greatest fulfillment, the self-fulfillment, not feeling kudos of others in this part of the path, because that might come along with it, and that's just a beautiful bonus. So as you work this path, you're going to continue to work with the energies that have been given to you at the moment of your birth. You took that first breath. At the moment of your birth, those stars imprinted a cosmic blueprint on your spirit. And it's the one you chose before you came here. If we're talking big cosmology, even if we're talking little cosmology, it's like, okay, the stars were there. This is what it is. And you know what? They've been reaching out for light years in order for you to see them. And if you can see the light, you can feel the vibration. The journey continues from here. Because as promised, I am going to wrap everything up in a nice little bow with that third path, that wonderful, magical third path. So, the third and final path is the one that you direct yourself, the path of spirit. How do you choose to walk through life aware that you are a spiritual being, that your body is actually inhabiting spirit and not the other way around? It's through reflecting the stars back at them. It is through reaching out to the planets, to the gods, to the spirit, to the universe. It's combining everything you learn on the path of valor and the path of purpose to be present in the moment and to be present for others. Because the path of spirit is one of the greatest understandings. It's the path where we all connect. It's that energetic path that only you can walk, but you don't walk it alone because you get to decide what the next step is. And when it ties through your purpose, through your true purpose, when you add spirit to everything, that is the key. So, as I said at the beginning, there are three paths, but it is in the path of spirit, of understanding the energies, of understanding the flow of space and time, and how it is not constant, how you can control it, how you can become one with the universe through your intention, through your action, and through tuning in to the planets and stars as they are. Because the only way to tune in to the stars is through true sidereal astrology. Those stars send their message and then they land on a planet and it amplifies that message to you here on Earth. It's a great symphony that is always playing and has different movements in your life, but you get to direct it. And when you feel lost, you can ask for help. So now you understand a little bit more on how true sidereal astrology really works. Because if you're trying to tune in to the message of the gods and the stars using tropical astrology, your device is pointed in the wrong direction. You're dialed in to the wrong channel. It's empty. Nothing is going through those planets or the moon from the stars they say they are. It just doesn't work that way. It's a closed system. It's an earth system. It is bound to the seasons. It is not bound to the stars. It is not a part of the universe. So if you're feeling stuck and you want to experience all the universe has to offer, then True Sidereal has three paths that you can work, that you can learn about as you learn about yourself and the meaning of life here. So I mean, not to make it sound like a big deal, but it is kind of a big deal, and it's been kind of a big deal for me. If you want to hear about how I came to this path, I'll have click the video in the link. All right. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and